What's up, family? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva, and knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Happy Friday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Hoping everybody's doing good. We're close to the weekend. So if you have had a very stressful week, stay encouraged. Don't lose faith. You're down to the wire. So, nevertheless, I want to give a big ups to all of my subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. I'm so grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for my subscribers, my A1s from day ones. Love y'all so much. I appreciate that y'all still rock with me. Those of you who have recently subscribed, I know I haven't been acknowledging you, but trust and believe every time you subscribe, my email notifies me that I have a new subscriber. So again, I appreciate you as well. And if this is your first time ever listening to any of my content and you like what you hear today, please make sure you like, you share, subscribes. It helps boosts my algorithm. So nevertheless, I appreciate y'all. So I wanted to get into this topic right away because I feel this is very necessary, especially for those of us who are content creators. There are some of you who are probably thinking about becoming a content creator, or maybe you're interested in becoming a content creator. You want to build your own platform, you want to create your own channel. And I really believe that if you have something good that you can add to YouTube, it doesn't necessarily have to be drama. If you know how to fix cars, you know how to build up your credit, you know how to any type of tricks and tips into buying a home. I think all of that is an asset. I think we can use more content creators, especially people who have something positive to contribute to the Black community, because we all got something we can learn. I think it's definitely an asset. However, from personal experience, I realized that being a content creator, you have to be very, very selective about what type of people you allow on your panels, people who you allow into your space. I think it's very imperative that if you allow the wrong energy into your platform, you allow the wrong energy onto your panel, it takes away from your craft as a content creator. And believe it or not, a lot of good content creators have lost channels because of panel pesticides. So content creators have to be very careful. You have to be very selective about who you allow to join your platform, join your channel. Now I get it. Everybody cannot hold a panel on their own. It's not easy. As you can see, I don't have a lot of people who I don't have a lot of subscribers when I do my lives. I'll say most of the time I may have the most I have had when I do my live, I may have at least 10 to maybe 15 people who are streaming my channel, which is fine for me. To me, less is best. That's the less people you deal with, the less bullshit you got to deal with. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not one of those content creators where I'm thirsty and have to have a large audience. If I got just 3 or 2 people who chime in on my live stream, I'm good. You know what I mean? Because the bigger your platform, even though you get more donations, even though you get more cash apps, even though you get more views, you also get a lot of headaches. You get a lot of headaches. You get a lot of trolls. You get a lot of issues the bigger your platform becomes. So I'm not one of those people. I'm not trying to like hit the mainstream. If I do, and if it's in God's will for my channel to get bigger than what it is, then so be it. But I'm not one of those content creators where I'm willing to do whatever it takes to hit mainstream. If it means disrespecting a certain group of people, if it means bashing or putting down a certain group of people to elevate my channel, I'm not willing to sign the deal with the devil, if y'all understand what that means. But the reason why I'm doing this particular content is because a lot of content creators, they're not being very wise with who they choose to allow to bring on their panels. Now, again, it's not easy running a channel by yourself. It's not easy running platform by yourself. When you are by yourself, you have to do all the talking. You have to address all. You have to be the one to basically develop all the narratives. You got to be the one to do all the viewpoints. It's not easy running a channel by yourself. So you have a lot of content creators. They rather bring panelists on, because for one, some of them don't have what it takes to run a channel by itself. Because again, when you're running a channel by yourself, you have to do all the thinking, you have to do all the talking, you have to be very creative when you are running a channel by yourself. So you have a lot of content creators, they rather have a panel. They rather have a panel with 5, 6, 7 people at a time. Not only that, you have content creators who like drama, they like fuckery. So they have to have several people on the platform at a time. So even though panels are very entertaining, and even though panels do bring more views compared to content creators that do channels by themselves, unless you're a content creator that's messy, unless you're a content creator that's constantly stirring up the pot, stirring up the bee's nest, you constantly doing drag fest, you're constantly promoting fuckery, you're not going to get a lot of hype. You're not going to get a lot of clout if you're not producing fuckery. If you're not bashing or trashing other folks, your channel's not going to get a lot of highlight. That's just the bottom line. What's up, Ishmael? Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you. A lot of content creators that are non-messy are not going to get a lot of promotion. You're not going to get a lot of audience or subscribers. That just comes with being part of Black YouTube. Black YouTube only follows content creators that are either bashing a specific sex, or constantly airing other content creators' dirty laundry. Those are the content creators that tend to get the most followers. That just comes with the territory. So anyway, a lot of content creators choose to have panels because again, it brings them more revenue, and it brings them more cash apps, more super chats and stuff like that. But with that being said, you have to be careful who you allow in your panel and your platform. You have these panel pesticides that are not going, you have panel pesticides that are not going to create their own channels. They're not going to create their own channels. They're not going to start their own platforms. And the reason why I call them panel pesticides is because they basically have to leech off of other content creators. Okay? To me, anybody can go on anybody's platform as soon as they're offered the opportunity to get the link. You have these panel pesticides who go from panel to panel, from platform to platform, from channel to channel, actually leeching off the relevance and the success of popular content creators. If you're a popular content creator, if you have a large amount of subscribers, a large amount of fans who follow your platform, you have a popular channel to where it's basically reaching a good percentage of the algorithms and things of that nature. You have to be careful because panel pesticides are going to try to get close to you to earn a space, to earn a spot in your platform, in your channel. You have panel pesticides. They're not going to create their own channel. They're not going to take the time, because creating your own channel is a lot of work. It is. It's a lot of work, having to be creative, having to come up with topics, having to come up with different things that may appeal to the audience. It's a lot of work when you're a content creator to keep your audience checking for you, to keep them interested in your platform, your channel. Panel pesticides, they know that. They don't have what it takes to start their own channel. So you have these panel pesticides that intentionally will target certain content creators, especially the content creators that are doing pretty well, that have a large audience. So, what these panel pesticides do, first of all, they try to get in good with the host. The panel pesticide is going to try to get in good with the host. But basically, we like somebody on a job. You always have people who try to kiss up to supervisors. People who we all know people in our job who kiss up to the managers, kiss up to the supervisors, kiss up to the executive directors. We all know people who try to kiss up to people who got high rank because they feel as if as long as they kiss up or getting good with the supervisor, the manager, the person, the leader that pretty much runs the operation, that they're going to get a good position. That is the same way a panel pesticide works. The panel pesticide is going to try to get in good with the content creator, the platform owner. And what the panel pesticide does to get in good with the platform creator or the content creator is they pretty much agree with the majority of the viewpoints. That is one way how the panel pesticide tries to earn their membership, tries to earn a position on the platform, on the in the channel with the content creator. They try to pretty much co-sign and pretty much agree to most of the content creators' viewpoints. That is what the panel pesticide does. That is just their way of kissing up to earn a spot. Okay. And as a content creator, you have to pretty much observe and be able to read in between the lines when somebody is trying so hard to get close to you and your platform. They always agreeing with what you say, or they always agreeing with the majority of the people in the chat room. Anytime you have a person that's consistently, they don't try to rebuttal any of your viewpoints, that's a panel pesticide. A panel pesticide is going to try to do everything they can to make you feel like they agree with the majority of the content that you speak upon. The next thing the panel pesticide does, the panel pesticide is always trying to outshine the host. If you really pay attention, and some of y'all probably don't notice, some people that are very popular content creators, they were once upon a time on somebody else's platform. If you think about it, the most popular content creators that are popular today, they started out on somebody else's platform. Now, you have some content creators who have been in the game on their own for a long time, didn't start off on nobody else's panel. For me, example, I never started off on anybody's panel. I didn't rock with nobody else for a while. And then once I got some notoriety through their channel, then I hopped off the train and started my own train. Most popular content creators, they started off on somebody else's platform. They got in good with content creators that were doing really well, content creators that was really high in the algorithms. That's what these panel pesticides do. They make sure they get in good with content creators that are excelling, that are doing pretty well with their channel. Most panel pesticides, they don't want to try to, they don't care to get in with content creators who are struggling or who have struggled or who have struggle streams. The panel pesticide is not going to go where they can really be effective, or where they can really have a real sense of purpose. The panel pesticide just wants a place where it is popular. They want to go where they know they're going to get notoriety. Because again, the panel pesticide is doing what a pesticide does. What does a pesticide do? A pesticide leaches. A pesticide feeds off of other pesticides, off of other things. That's what pesticides do. So the panel pesticide is not going to go somewhere where they're not going to benefit. The panel pesticide is not going to go to a struggle stream. They're not going to go to a channel that's not that popular, that's not doing well. Because at the end of the day, the panel pesticide is all about gaining notoriety. Now, when I looked up the definition of a pesticide, it pretty much defines the purpose of what a panel pesticide does. Substance used for destroying insects or other organisms harmful to cultivated plants or the animals. Basically, what a panel pesticide does, they try to destroy. They use manipulative tactics to try to destroy another person's platform or channel. But they do it in a cunning like manner in which if you're not a smart content creator, you can't read in between the lines. You'll allow any and everybody to come on your platform, to come on your panel, because you really think they got your best interest. But the panel pesticide does not have the content creator's best interest. The panel pesticide has their own best interest. So you have these panel pesticides. They feed off the energy of the audience. They feed off the energy of the content creator. The panel pesticide starts off in the chat room. Most panel pesticides, they started off as a regular subscriber. Most panel pesticides, they was just chilling in the chat room, interacting with other subscribers or interacting with the content creator from the chat room. Because that is what most panel pesticides do. They start off in the crowd, and once they learn once they learn the energy of the platform, the energy of the channel, they start doing little things to work their way into getting close to the content creator. Like I said, little things. For instance, let's say if the content creator is always bashing on Black women, or the content creator is always bashing on Black men, the panel pesticide is going to make sure that they pretty much keep making sure that they viewpoints or the things that they chat go into the alignment of what the content creator is stating. For instance, if you are subscribed to a channel where they just bash men all the time, and you want to try to get in good with the content creator that promotes that type of narrative, you're going to bash men too. Same thing. If your favorite content creator is always bashing on women all the time, and you want to earn relevance, or you want to earn a space in that content creator's platform, guess what? You're going to be chatting negative things about women. So hoping that content creator will see that, okay, you're always agreeing with the viewpoints most of the time. So this may be somebody I could bring on our team. So keep in mind, panel pesticides are very smart. Panel pesticides are very clever. They know that if they want to earn a spot on a certain platform or channel, they have to co-sign with most of the viewpoints. Think about it. Nobody is not going. You're not going to let someone on your platform who pretty much disagrees with the narratives that you're promoting. Because if you do, that's going to take away from the message that you're trying to promote. If that makes sense. Again, if I'm a content creator and I'm preaching against Republicans, let's say I do content from a political standpoint, and most of my content is where I'm consistently talking negative on the Democrats. and I'm a Republican, and my channel is based on Republican viewpoints, I'm not going to bring no subscriber on my platform and join them on my team if they are for Democrats. No content creator wants to bring somebody that goes against what their platform is strictly in favor of. Now, if you are a real content creator, you're not going to have a problem with bringing people with different viewpoints. You're not going to be threatened that if that person has a different viewpoints, they're going to take away my audience, they're going to take away my subscribers, or I'm going to lose views. A real content creator is balanced. You know, they're not going to be threatened because another subscriber has a different viewpoint, or another panelist doesn't necessarily co-sign on all of the narratives. But only a real content creator can balance that out. But the panel pesticide is not going to be too balanced in the initial beginning, because again, the panel pesticide wants to earn clout. A panel pesticide is basically clout chasing. The panel pesticide wants to get in good with the content creator. So if you're a content creator and the majority of your content is based against or for a certain type of cause, the panel peasant or the panel pesticide is going to make sure he goes with the majority of what your content is based off of. That's what the panel pesticide does. Now, as a content creator, you have to be selective with who you allow on your team, because these panel pesticides don't have your best interests. They're not trying to be a part of your team with good intentions. They're trying to earn something. In other words, the panel pesticide is not trying to become a part of your platform just because they love you like that, or they love your content, or they love your narratives. The panel pesticide wants to make sure that something is in it for him or her. Okay? In other words, they're not going to be a part of your movement for nothing. There's a motive. There's personal gain. It's something they're trying to gain out of joining your platform. And as a content creator, you have to have discretion and recognize the panel peasant, recognize the panel pesticide when you see him or her. So that's the first trick I done told you. They're going to agree with the majority of what your platform. Now, let me tell you, somebody who's not always in agreement it is more genuine compared to somebody that's all in favor of everything you say. Because we all are human beings. Nobody is supposed to agree with every goddamn thing you say or do. If somebody's constantly agreeing with every damn thing you say or do, that person got a motive. Thank you, Datorion. I appreciate you, sir, for the $7 donation. Thank you very much. I'm talking about these panel pesticides, these panel peasants leeching off of other content creators because they know that content creator has a large fan base, has a good platform. Struggle streamers, we're not a threat. I don't have to worry about a panel pesticide because my channel ain't big enough for one. I don't have to worry about them trying to get in good with me. Not only that, I don't do panels like that anyway. See, the panel pesticide is only going to go places where he or she knows there's always a panel being orchestrated. They're not going to go to content creators who run their own shit the majority of the time, because they know there's not an easy access pass. Nothing wrong with doing panels. I'm not knocking content creators who do panels, but keep in mind, as a content creator, when you have an open door policy, meaning anybody could come up in that bitch, basically you bring all kind of pesticides And if you got to realize, if you don't have any rules or any standards, if you don't run your channel or panel a certain way, it's open door policy. Anybody could get the link. Anybody could just come up. Anybody can just join. That's opening the door to havoc to your channel. Now, this is another thing you got to be careful of. Just because you could be a content creator that has an open door policy, meaning you let any and everybody through. That's good, but then that's bad. Let me start off by saying that if you are a content creator that has an open door policy, meaning you pretty much let anybody get the link, you pretty much let anybody, join your come on your platform. The good thing about it is it prevents the same people from always sharing their own viewpoints. Sometimes it is necessary. Sometimes you got to switch up your panel. You let the same person on there all the time, they're going to keep sharing their own ideologies, which can taint or poison how your audience responds to your channel, if that makes any sense. Sometimes you have to have a new personality. You can't keep allowing the same people to be on your panel too much, because as a human being, all of us are programmed to our own principles. All of us are programmed to our own beliefs. All of us are programmed to our way of how we reason, our own logics. Because some of us all of us are raised differently. Some of us got different ethics. In other words, we all have different things that mold how we perceive things. So you don't want the same person on your platform all the time, because they're going to keep dispersing their ideologies, their principles, their logics. Sometimes you got to shuffle the deck as a content creator. If you keep having the same dude on there that's always downing people, they're going to always bring that every time they come on your platform. You can't have the same females on your panel that's going to always keep dragging the same talking points. She's not bringing anything different. Some people aren't bringing anything different to your channel and your panel. So that's I would say that's one of the backlashes when you constantly have the same person on your platform. And it's people in general who do this all the time. I'm not calling people out because I don't want nobody to think it's anybody in Pacific, because you do have some content creators that are smart enough to understand I got to get rid of this panel pesticide, because they bringing me more headaches than they bringing me revenue. I'm gonna go more into that though. But the Torian, you right, but you ain't right at the same time. I am speaking on that, but I'm speaking on in general, because that pesticide has been removed from the environment. I know. I'm being a messy bitch today. I'm being messy. I'm being undercoverly messy. At least I'm being nice, and I'm not saying names. I'm being very professional today. Listen, y'all, I got on my professional cap today. Last time I put it all out there, but I'm being nice today. Okay, I'm trying to be a lady today. I'm trying to be a lot more professional. Okay, what's up, King? Good to see you, King Bar. Hope you having a good weekend, y'all. I'm talking about these panel pesticides. We all know one. How many great channels have been ruined because of a panel pesticide? Let me tell you what these panel pesticides do. They come out, they come in other content creator spaces, causing up havoc, tearing up stuff like Hurricane Katrina, like Hurricane Matthew. Good content creators, good channels have been ruined because of panel pesticides. And you, if you think about it, most panel pesticides, they don't have their own channel. They just F up everybody else's. So back to what I was saying before I lose my point. As a content creator, if you have an open door policy, meaning anybody could come on your platform, it don't matter if you know them, don't know them, if they are subscribed to you, not subscribed to you. An open door policy, it can be, it's a pro and a con. Like I said, the good thing about having an open door policy, meaning the same people ain't constantly on the platform, which is good. Sometimes you got to switch up the platform. You don't want the same panel pesticide dispersing his or her negative viewpoints or manipulative viewpoints. That's the good thing about having an open door panel, because it's different personalities, which is good. The bad part is, though, when you let anybody have access, it kind of it can kind of tarnish your platform, because you got people that are coming with different motives. Some people are coming on your platform as a panelist to destroy your panel. Some of them are coming to come after you because they may be friends with somebody you fell out with. So you have to be careful being a content creator when you have an open door policy and anybody could come in. Now, the other catch-22 is, again, you don't want you don't want to keep using the same people, because this is what happens. This is what happens when you let the same panel pesticides, when you allow the same people to constantly come on your channel, they start thinking they own your channel. Does that make sense? When you allow the same people to rock on your panel too long, they get comfortable. Exactly, the Torian and King, they get comfortable. They start thinking they know more shit than you. Okay? You can't let the same, I don't care how entertaining they are. This is the catch. Sometimes it works for you. Sometimes it works against you. I've seen panel pesticides get mad with the content creator because the content creator is not letting them do certain things. One moment. Okay, back to scheduled program. I've seen when you let, sometimes people wear out their welcome. How many of y'all had a family member who overstayed their welcome, or you had a one night stand overstay their welcome? I'll never forget, this elderly woman told me, company is like fish. They start to stink after 2 days. And you know what? It's a very corny line. It's a corny cliche, but it's true. Some people wear out their damn welcome. It's like you let companies stay at your house too long. Now they leaving their drawers on the floor. They not flushing the toilet. You get what I'm saying, King and the Torian? They don't realize it's business also. Yeah, I might be cool with Mocha, but she still has a channel, which is her business. Absolutely. People don't know they lane when you let them be on your platform too long and too frequently. People where they welcome out. They don't know when they doing too much. It's like you let that one neighbor, they come over and borrow a cup of sugar, okay, that's fine. Then they come back and borrow a cup of flour, okay, all right, cool. Then they come over and borrow eggs. How you go from borrowing eggs, now you want to borrow my car? You see where this is going? A lot of content creators have caught chaos letting panel pesticides wear out their damn welcome. It's sad, but do y'all not know some grown folks don't know boundaries? You got grown men and grown women who don't know when they doing too much. Some of them don't know when they're doing too much. You have panel pesticides who don't even know when they are overstepping the host, the content creator. They start over talking the content. This is when you know the panel pesticide has gotten far too out of hand, has overworn his or her welcome. I've seen female panelists do this, and I've seen male panelists do this. For one, they start over talking the host. Okay. For two, they start trying to make their points more valid than the host and the other panelists. This is how you know when the panel pesticide has gotten out of hand. They start trying to influence on you on who to have on your panel and who not to have on your panel. The panel pesticide will eventually step out of their lane. They start trying to tell the content creator how to run their shit. Well, you got him on here. Why you got all these females on here? Or why you got all these dudes? Why you got these broke dudes on here? Why you got all these old niggas on here? Why you got all these young niggas on here? Why you got all these black bitches on here? Why you got all these black bras on here? Why you got all these Muslims? Why you got the Israelites on here? When the panel pesticides starts criticizing you for who the hell you allow or don't allow on your panel, they are already overstepping their boundaries. And I'm not throwing nobody under the bus. I had to learn this my own self because I'm guilty. I did it. I allowed one pesticide on my panel who did not have my best interest, and I had to learn the hard way. They start telling, that's how the panel pesticide gets so comfortable. They start trying to tell you how to run your shit, and this your panel. You've been running it way before you invited them on. You tell them and her once, yeah, you tell them one time, and if they keep doing it, you got to exterminate the panel pesticide. Not only that, when the panel pesticide starts talking to other panelists reckless, they start talking to people in your chat room reckless. Now, it's no different when you have your own home, your own house. You don't let your children disrespect your company when your company comes over to see you. When your company comes over to hang out with you. You got to get, you know, or no, I said it backwards. I apologize. When you allow other people to come to your home, you allow other people to visit your house, and they disrespecting your kids, disrespecting your wife right in front of you. You got to get rid of that bad, that fungus that's trying to contaminate your space, your household. That's the same way you have to do these platforms. Anybody who gets too comfortable with disrespecting your guests, disrespecting your subscribers, disrespecting your panelists, you got to exterminate them. Because let me tell y'all something. Some people are so vindictive, they will come to your shit and be jealous of your shit. If that makes any sense. They will come to your platform knowing they jealous of what you building. They come there on a mission to destroy your platform. They'll sit up there and agree with your viewpoints, laugh and go along with what you say. Anything to get in good with your platform. Once you get comfortable, let your guard down, give them a wrench, let them come be on your panelists. They become a regular panelist. They slowly but surely be taking over your panel. And before you know it, you created a monster. Now, if you've been in the game long enough, you will learn the pesticide when you see it, and you will you will exterminate, you will terminate the panel pesticide. Most wise content creators, when they able to spot a panel pesticide and they get rid of the panel pesticide because they realize that even though my audience may like that pesticide, even though my subscribers may like that pesticide, even though that pesticide may be bringing me some revenue, that pesticide is trying to regulate my platform. You cannot let the panel pesticide regulate your platform. And then the panel pesticide, some of them think that you owe them because they notice you're getting a little bit more cash out. You're getting a little bit more revenue. Well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been getting revenue. You wouldn't have been. The panel pesticide, when they start acting more bigoted than a content creator, the panel pesticide start going around telling people what they have done. They make your channel better. You got to exterminate the panel pesticide. That's a panel pesticide. First of all, you don't get to take any credibility for how I build my channel. Now, true indeed, certain people come on your platform and they do bring a different type of flavor, and to a degree, it can, bring your channel a little bit more relevance, but that don't mean they need to take full credibility because it was your channel that you put them on to begin with. But the panel pesticide starts wanting to take credit for how your channel grows. The panel pesticide, once a person starts getting on that, if it wasn't for me, well, your channel didn't start getting so-and-so till I came. That already lets you know what their motives were to begin with. Because if your presence was really all about being a benefit to my platform, you wouldn't be throwing up in my face how my channel grew because you donated an extra $2, or how my channel grew because you brought 1 or 2 extra subscribers. Anytime a person starts sitting up there talking about, well, see, when you started your platform, you wasn't even getting them kind of cash apps till I came over here. People wasn't even checking for your channel till I came over here. Nobody even knew who you was until I came over here. You didn't even get this many subscribers until I came over here. You wasn't getting this many cash apps until I came over here. People was only checking for you once I came over here. First of all, a person you ain't had this and that till I came. You done already caught an L with me. Nobody's not going to throw in my face that my channel was only successful because I gave them a little bit of spotlight, or they had got some streaming time on my channel. Now you want to sit up here and take all the credit? Listen, that's like you done cooked all this goddamn food for the cookout. You done grilled the ribs, you done grilled the chicken, you made the damn potato salad, you made the macaroni and cheese, you made the tuna salad, and this person only brought some goddamn paper plates. They're gonna tell you, well, if it wasn't for me, your cookout wouldn't have been no real cookout. Nigga, you only brought the goddamn paper plates. Black people do a little something for you and they want to run with it. All you brought was the napkins, and you wanted to sit up here and take all the credibility for the cookout. You only brought the plastic spoons and forks. I'm the one who did all the cooking. I'm the one who marinated those ribs and that chicken the day before. I'm the one who had to set up the grill. I did everything before you even brought the paper plates here. This is what the panel pesticide does. The panel pesticide wants to take credit for everything when you the one that brought them on. Yeah, I brought the orange soda. Panel pesticide want to take all the credit. Another thing, the panel pesticide, once they get in their feelings with you, they try to turn your own audience against you. The panel pesticides will try to convince your own subscribers to not even rock with your channel. You know how many panel pesticides got put on, and because of a disagreement or falling out, they start their own channel and they up here talking bad about the content creator who gave them some spotlight on the channel. I've seen men and women do this, especially women. I've seen a lot of women who was working out heavy. I've seen female subscribers, I've seen female content creators rocking out heavy and hard for the most popular content creator to only have a disagreement with that woman and to do a whole 2-3 hour live stream talking trash about the female content creator who she was once upon a time on her platform. None of these, listen to you, the black YouTube streets ain't safe. I've seen females do 2-3 hour platforms, live streams together, dragging other females, only for both of them to fall out, and now they dragging each other. If I ain't seen it once, we done seen it 1,000 times. That's why I don't be trying to get close to these broads in these YouTube streets, because I see how they do each other. I see how they do each other. I'm not going to feel comfortable joining a platform, seeing how when you fall out with another sister, how you drag that sister, how you air that sister dirty laundry. I don't want to get close to none of these hoes on YouTube because I see how they do in each other. You can't just be woman enough to go your separate ways when y'all fall out and have a disagreement. You just can't be woman enough to say, I don't fucks with her like that. I don't FUX. I don't fucks with her like that. And leave it at that. No, these women will do a 2-hour drag fest on YouTube, airing all your dirty laundry. I've seen women read and expose other women's personal business like it's a goddamn open book memoir. That's all these women do. But they all come together when they don't like the same person. Yeah, kiki. That BITCH, that so and so. Black women will come together in these YouTube streets and have a drag fest, all because they don't like the same black female, only to fall out with each other and don't like each other either. I done seen it 1,000 times. I got burnt by one female on here one time. That's all it took for me. I ain't trying to. I'm like Chris Brown. These hoes ain't loyal. I'm a black woman, and I don't trust other black women. I don't trust these bras on these streets, on these YouTube streets. They get mad with you, fall out with you, will do a 2-hour live stream with other females. They'll campaign a hate team, and to sit up there and talk trash. And my thing is, when these women share all your business, I'm like, how much of your personal business did you put out there? some of these women in YouTube, I've never been friends with them. I know all their business just by the fact that they fell out with other females who was their friends, who no longer they friends, who now telling every goddamn thing. A lot of these women, I know all their business, and I never even been on their platform, never been friends with them. I know their business because when other females get upset with each other, they have no damn filter. Especially black women. Black women are the worst. Them bras get mad with you. They gon' tell everything. They gon' tell if your man cheated. They gon' tell what kind of cereal you brought for your kids. They gon' tell when you got fired from your last job. Women are the most grimiest creatures here on these YouTube streets. I don't care if I don't ever get invited to any of their platforms, to any of their channels. Even the ones who you think got the best intentions. It's common sense. I see how you drag other black women. My thing is, you ain't got to do nothing to me, but I see how you act in an event another sister rubs you the wrong way or does something to you. I see how far you will go. Let me tell you honest people. Honest people are drunk, old, mad, or a kid. Those are most full honest people. These bras get mad with you. You gonna know how they really feel about you. They doing 2 hours worth of live stream festivities, dragging your name. Talking about your husband. They talk about your dog. They talk about your kids. If they bringing up criminal records, they bringing up housing evictions. Let me tell you something. When these hoes get mad with you, they will go do the utmost to dig up anything. I seen it. They up here producing receipts of when you got put out your house. They up here pulling receipts that you got bad credit. I'm like, what happened to if me and you fall out, we just don't fucks with each other anymore? Why we got to do all the doxing? Why you got to produce when I got evicted? Why you got to produce how much child support my baby daddy owes me? And as a man in the YouTube streets, you're not safe either. You piss off a lot of these females, they're gonna dig up your history, dig up your criminal records. You got to. It's like this. The energy you put out there, you make people want to dig you up. You constantly coming for women. You're gonna have women dig you up. You constantly coming for dudes. Dudes gonna dig you up. Because listen, dudes are becoming just as messy as women. Dudes are doing what women do now. Back in the day, when we listen, we know women are messy creatures. Women are messy by nature. A woman, it's in her nature to go dig up stuff on you. It's in a woman's nature to dig up your past, dig up dirt. Women have always been gossipers. Women have always been messy, manipulative, conniving creatures. But now you got grown men doing what women do. I remember when a man used to fall out with a man, he just wouldn't talk to him no more. Remember? If your grandfather, if Mr. Earl stopped talking to Mr. Willie, you never knew what happened between Mr. Earl and Mr. Willie. Mr. Earl, only thing you knew was Mr. Earl was no longer coming over to drink beer with your granddaddy. Only thing you knew was Mr. Willie, he no longer would come over and work on the cars with your granddaddy. Remember when men used to beef? You did not know what the beef was about. Do y'all remember that? Remember when men used to beef with men? You did not know. You did not know. All you knew was Mr. Willie don't come around no more. Mr. Earl, he don't come, he don't help granddaddy work on the truck no more. These men now, I'm telling you, listen, these men now are just like the messy black women they complain about. You got grown men who telling on other grown men. You got grown men gossiping with grown men about other grown men. This is a watered down generation of masculinity. Let me tell you, masculinity has become WD-40, just oily. There's a lot of black men that complain about black women, but they act just like black women. They don't take accountability. They messy. They starting stuff. We're at a state of an emergency. When did men think it was acceptable to gossip about other men? When did men stop pocket watching other men? Back in the 70s and 80s, I ain't never heard no man really talk about another man being broke because that man was too busy being a man worrying about his own damn self. Men did not pocket watch other men. I never heard my granddaddy talk about another man being broke. Do y'all remember in here? You never heard men really gossip about other men. Your granddaddy never really talked about how Mr. Willie was broke or Mr. Willie, wife was messing around with him. Men back then didn't really get in gossip. They didn't really entertain stuff like that. These men now, they will sit down and gossip about another man for 2-3 hours on their live stream. Worrying about, oh man, he ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. He ain't driving no brand new, car. He driving an old car. You got grown men knocking what other grown men drive. I'm like, maybe he ain't got a new car because he's trying to buy a house. Maybe he's at an age where he's not about dressing and impressing. He's trying to pay something off. He got a bigger goal. You got grown men checking other grown men that's not wearing high designer label clothes. Maybe designer labels is not a priority. Maybe he owned a business. Maybe he's close to getting his house paid for. But anyway, I'm digressing, but I'm just saying how watered down black men and black women have become over the years. Getting more petty, getting more, it's just so much immaturity on so many levels. But these are what these panel pesticides do. Panel pesticides corrupt good channels. Like as I stated before I digress, the panel pesticide will try to run your channel if you don't read them between the lines. The panel pesticide will try to make you feel guilty because you won't keep certain people on your panel who they like. Or you won't get rid of certain people that they don't like. As a panelist, you're supposed to be there to assist. Or if not assist, you're just basically a participant in the conversation. Where did panelists start thinking they can encourage or direct the panel owner on who to bring on a panel and who not to bring or who to kick off on the panel? You're just a panelist. You don't get to tell the owner of that channel what they can and can't do. Now, you might want to suggest or imply, but even with that, it is not your place. It's not your place. But see, the panel pesticide don't know when to stay in his or her lane. Another thing is, sometimes the panel pesticide wants to outshine the host. The panel pesticide it tries to take over the presence of the hostess. They start talking way more than the hostess. They start suggesting who to bring on the panel, who to bring off the panel. They opinions, they start becoming overbearing with their opinions. I've seen women and men do this. I've seen women fall out with certain women and will go kick it with their arch enemy. Who does that? But my thing is, y'all as subscribers and consecrators, y'all got to see, watch how people move. Don't look at what they say. Watch how they move. If I've witnessed a certain consecrator be friends with another consecrator, only for them to fall out and now they're hanging out with the consecrator's enemy, why would I want to trust anything he or she has to say? You watch how people move. You never fraternize with the enemy. Never build an alliance with the enemy, especially when you and that person used to drag the enemy together. Now you're trying to build an alliance with the enemy. People that I see like that, I don't want no parts of them. For instance, if me and King Ba have always been tight, and me and King Ba have always had an alliance, and let's say me and King Ba, we never kicked it with the Torion. Let's say the Torion was a arch nemesis of ours. Me and King Ba fall out, and here it is. Now I'm being besties with the Torion. Anybody who is willing to accept me and embrace me and bring me on their panel, seeing how I moved, you take that's your stupidity. Why would you want to take a chance and invite anybody into your space that has betrayed another content creator? If I've witnessed you betray another content creator, I don't want you nowhere in my space. Because for one, you're not building friendship with me strictly because you like me for me. You're building friendship off the strength that you no longer like me. You no longer partake with your same friend that you were once enemies with. Where y'all both had me as a common enemy. Never take friendship or partnership just because you and that person have the same common enemy. Do not build friendship or partnership based on the mere fact that y'all both don't like the same person. Because you know why? Your friendship is not being built off of genuine intentions. Frenemies. And that's the most dumbest thing anybody could do. You build an alliance with your former friends' enemies. Both of y'all used to sit together and play spades and talk about this person. Because you know who benefits? You know who benefits? The enemy benefits. I can never understand. You and the person fall out and you go talk to the enemy. You know what? That helps the enemy out. You think that enemy really gonna trust your ass because you're reporting information that you once had? The enemy is gonna look at it like, shit, I'll be cool with them to get information, but I ain't gonna get close to them. The Torion would be a fool to be friends with me, knowing that I was friends once upon a time with King Ba, who's an enemy of his. These frenemies, a lot of that is going on, King Ba. It's a lot of frenemies in the YouTube streets. All this, people ain't strong enough to hate somebody on their own. They got to build a hate team, a hate campaign, because they all got something against one particular individual. If I got a problem with that man or that woman, that's going to be my problem with them. I'm not looking for no type of support. I don't need support and somebody helping me hate somebody. I can hate that person my goddamn self. I don't need nobody helping me being my hate sponsor. Well, She don't mess with Mocha, so I ain't messing with Mocha. How you don't know she ain't did something to me, which is the reason why I don't mess with her like that. You heard her side of the story, and you already got your mind made up about how you gonna move with me. And sometimes you miss out on your blessing listening to a negative person trash somebody else. You miss out on your blessing. Because some people are so weak, they don't want to hate nobody by themselves. They ain't strong enough to hate someone on their own. They have to build an alliance. They got to build a hate team. Some people, their self-esteem is just that low. They got to go around collecting other nominees, collecting other participants to hate what they hate. Exactly. Critical thinking, which they don't have. But back to my case in point. You have certain panel pesticides. Again, they come to your platform because they got a mission. They got a motive. Some of them try to get close to you just so they can get your information and dox you. You got a lot of that going on. You got a lot of narcs in the YouTube streets, guys. You have a lot of narcs. You have a lot of people that are being paid, that are being contributed, getting compensated, getting close to certain content creators so they could get some inside information and knock them off. You got a lot of YouTube narcs. You got a YouTube mafia that's being built. You know how these undercover narcos pay somebody to get in with another mafia. Hey, we're gonna pay you to do this for us. We're gonna pay you to go on the inside, learn as much as you can about this person, learn how they built their channel, learn how they getting their revenue, how they getting their cash outs, learn this person's strategy so we'll know how to infiltrate. Some of y'all so thirsty for clout, y'all let anybody come in. Because a lot of y'all are more concerned with quantity than quality. Yeah, you letting 10,000 damn people in your chat room, but out the 10,000 is 500 of them that are there. They are being assigned to knock you out, to terminate your channel. And of course, you're not going to notice it right away. They're going to build a rapport with you. They're going to cash app. Do you realize people could cash app you just to destroy you? A lot of content creators are fooled by money. Some people will pay you just to betray you. People don't mind paying a dollar bill if it's going to get them closer to kill. They don't mind paying. They don't mind paying you so they could play you. A lot of y'all so blinded by the cash apps, thinking this person really mean well, and you thanking them. Thank you, appreciate the cash app. You don't even know you signing a deal with the devil. Now how many people done cash app the people and they're not even friends? They don't even have no type of bond to this day. Just because somebody paying you, that don't mean they genuine. Some people know they know how to play the game. They know it costs to be the boss. If they got to pay you to earn space to infiltrate you, they're looking at the long-term benefits. You so happy to get the cash apps and the donations. You ain't realizing that you are playing in the hands of the devil. They keep fronting them dollars. Eventually, they know if they patient enough, they gonna win you over. They gonna win a space in your platform, in your channel. If they know you desperate, they know you greedy, They know you want the views. They know you want the donations. They're going to do just that. So, again, as a content creator, you have to know when there's a termite, when there's a disease, know when there's a fungus among us. You getting too many red flags. That person bringing a lot of toxicness, a lot of bad energy. You got to exterminate that pesticide. Guess what? Pesticides don't have no problem trying to ruin your channel because guess what? They did not build it. You built it. They ain't had to put in all that hard work to get the numbers of subscribers. You did. In the movie Lean on Me, Joe Clark says one bad apple spoils a bunch. That's all it takes is to get one badass, rotten ass apple on your team, and it's ruining everything. You seeing people falling off. You seeing you losing subscribers. You seeing the cash apps ain't flowing like they used to or whatever. Everybody's not coming to you with good intentions. So that's what I want to say about these panel pesticides, man. You got to be careful. These panels pesticides, they on the roll. They're trying to divide and conquer. And as a content creator, you can't get so wrapped up in the cash apps and so wrapped up in your views that you're not paying attention to a panel pesticide. So it brings me to my next topic, because I know I'm going a little over an hour. So I had a subscriber reach out to me, y'all. And, when it comes to my subscribers, I try to look out for y'all. Y'all ask me certain questions, certain things you want my advice about, you want my intake on, you want my opinion on it. I try to look out to the best of my ability and see how I can answer your question. So I had a subscriber reach out to me by the name of Aaron Edwards, and she commented on one of my videos. She had an actual she wanted to get my perspective on something, so she reached out to me and she says, Mocha, may you do a video on how unappreciated employees are, specifically lower class jobs like fast food, retail, grocery stores, clothing stores, etc. So, of course, Aaron, I'm gonna look out. Anytime my subscribers have a question, I answer to the best of my ability. Well, I will say this. First off, I don't want to say it's just little jobs, cause to me, and I know Aaron didn't mean any harm by it, so there's no shade directed at her at all, but I'm just giving a different spin on it. When it comes to little jobs, I think every job is important. There's no such thing as little job. Hell, if you flip burgers, you got a purpose. If you wash cars, you got a purpose. If you do hair, you keep kids, you walk people dogs, every job has a purpose. There's no such thing as a little job. Okay? I don't care if you're at Wendy's, Popeyes, I don't care if you a janitor. Every job has a purpose. And it's just very sad how society wants to put labels on jobs, like you got a little job or you got a big job. A job is a job. And all the difference is how you're getting paid and what you do for a living and the requirements. Some jobs require you where you have to be certified. You have to have certain degrees. So some jobs do require more than others. And you have some jobs that don't require a whole lot as far as your requirements. But once you start that job, then now they're requiring too goddamn much. So I'm going to give my opinion on this. First of all, realize in this day and age, due to COVID, due to a lot of people, there's been a huge impact on job loss. So a lot of people around here that are not working and struggling to maintain. Some people aren't working because COVID put them out of their job due to the significant amount of revenue loss. the pandemic had on the economy. A lot of businesses have closed. Some businesses just could not recover. The government's so damn sloppy. They've been giving PPP loans to people who don't have legitimate businesses, and people who have legitimate businesses were not able to qualify. This I know. I know people who had real businesses that wasn't able to qualify, but that's and people who ain't had no real company or business lied, defrauded to get the PPP loans and was able to get it. But that's a whole other story. You have a lot of these jobs that are losing good employees for many good reasons. As I mentioned before, COVID, the pandemic, put a heavy, significant impact on a lot of how employees got treated. Again, many businesses lost and was not able to catch up or recover. So a lot of employees lost their jobs because of that. What's going on now is that you have a lot of these jobs, these places of businesses, they are playing on the desperation of employees. A lot of these jobs know that rent is high, marketing, rent has gone up significantly, mortgages have gone up. People who tried to get cars during the pandemic, car notes are way more expensive now than they've ever been. A lot of these jobs know what people are going through, and they're using that to their advantage. They know people need more money because of the COVID. They know people need more money because the housing marketing is a hot ass mess. And what it is, a lot of these jobs, and it ain't just the petty jobs. It's not just fast food, like food. You're right, food is expensive too, the Torian. It's not just small jobs like Wendy's, Popeyes, even these bigger corporations, they're doing the same thing. Even law enforcement. Like I told y'all, I did corrections for 2 years. Even law enforcement, jobs that have an importance, even those who are in nursing, RN, registered nursing, CNA, certified nursing aid, first responders, people that are work for EMS. Every last one of these jobs, big and small, is taking advantage of the desperation. They're taking advantage off of people's desperation. So you have these jobs, these places of employment that are hiring people and taking them through all unnecessary hell just because they feel like they can. And again, number one, a lot of it is desperation because, like I mentioned, housing marketing, the Torian said food, a lot is going on. All the prices have gone up tremendously. So a lot of these places of business are taking advantage of employees because they feel like, shit, he ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. She need the money. He need the money. So you got these jobs that's playing on the desperation of people who need the income. What's up, Blue Double G? Good to see you. Thanks again to Torian for another Cash App $8 donation. Again, I appreciate that. I'm answering this question for one of my subscribers who wanted to know what was my opinion on how employees are being unappreciated, why they're being unappreciated. And as I mentioned, the economy is playing on the desperation. They know people rent is high. They know food is high. They know stuff is high. So a lot of these jobs feel like they can shit on you by overworking you because they feel like, well, you need the money. Rent $1,500. Hell, buying a gallon of milk is like $7 goddamn dollars. They know exactly what they're doing. So they're taking advantage, knowing the economy is at stake. And I advise anybody, I don't care who you work for, even if you hard up, even if you need the money, don't let these jobs think that you can't make do without them. If it means, I'm not saying prove a point, walk off your job and leave. No, I'm not saying that. You got to start having a plan A, plan B. Start looking for something else. Because a lot of these jobs just really think you're not going to go anywhere. And they know that. And because of that, they don't really appreciate their employees. So that's the first thing. They know what we're going through with this economy and we need the money. The second thing is a lot of upper management, they're abusing their authority. The thing is, upper management, and when I mean upper management, it's more than just the supervisor, the manager, the directors. Yes, they are a big problem, but the biggest problem is those who are in authority over those of you who are in authority. It's the CEOs. It's the directors. It's the ones that are in the higher, on the top of part of the pyramid. Because they know for the most part their position is safe. The CEOs, of the directors, the administrators, HR, the ones who play a big part in how you are paid and how you were hired, they pretty much know they're in a safety zone. The CEO has to really do something really corrupt before he or she is fired. The manager, the supervisor, these management, these high rank positions, they are definitely using their power to their advantage. And see what it is. The reason a lot of employees are unappreciated because, again, they feel like you need them, which is true. We don't work a job just to work a job. You work your job because you need your job. You got to pay your bills. You got to take care of your children. But the problem with a lot of these upper management, they act like you like they don't need you. It's kind of like this: you need me, but I don't need you. And that's the problem with a lot of these jobs. The reason why a lot of these employees are unappreciated, because you have a lot of people that are in high ranked positions, and what's going on is, once certain people start climbing the ladder, they start smelling themselves. They start getting cocky, and they forgot once upon a time, before they was a CEO, before they was an executive director, they had to start from the bottom. Or in some cases, in worst case scenario, a lot of them climbed the ladder and didn't even have to start from the bottom. These are the people who got in because they know certain people, or they got in by being blood related. Some people, they get the privilege of being able to skip a few steps in order to climb to that chain, to that upper chain. And you have others who got to start all the way from the bottom and gradually work their way to the top. The problem is, once people start getting to the top, they become ungrateful. They really don't think you have a purpose. They get comfortable and really think that your position is small. I'm here, y'all. I had a call. My bad. No, I've been here the whole time. But yeah, you have a lot of these jobs right now. Yeah, I had y'all on mute. That's what it was. I had a phone call. I just had a phone call. Um, a lot of these jobs now, like I said, the problem, a lot of reasons why a lot of these businesses can't keep employees, and employees aren't being appreciated, because for one, once people climb the ladder, they start smelling themselves, and they don't care what the little man has to go through. Once the Indian becomes a chief, the chief no longer has compassion when he once upon a time was an Indian, or in worst case scenario, never had to be an Indian. Those are the worst type of managers to have. Those who have never had to crawl before they walk. Those who was able to just slide in and get a big position because they related to the uncle that's the CEO, or they related to the aunt that's the administrator that's married to the CEO. You have a lot of people who get up there and now they are in a comfortable position. They don't have to slave drive as much as the employees that are on the bottom of the totem pole. Looking at y'all comments, the Torian says, or have a skill that you can easily transition to somewhere else. That way you'll always have work. Absolutely. Princess Queen, I need to get you a MacBook Pro. Guess what? I will not turn down any blessings. Whatever y'all choose to send my way, guess what? I ain't gonna complain. A blessing is a blessing. It is what it is. I'm not that bougie where I will not take $2, a Mac Pro, a free coupon for a free car wash. Hey, however my subscribers choose to bless me, guess what? A Starbucks card, I'ma take it. And I'ma be grateful like I don't want $1 million. So whatever y'all choose to bless, it is what it is. I will not turn it down. But for real, that's why a lot of these jobs are doing that. Secondly, let me tell y'all what's the biggest thing that's going on with these jobs. A lot of these jobs done got slick. Do y'all know a lot of these jobs are still getting grant money? A lot of these jobs are still getting compensated for COVID. Do you know that's why a lot of them don't mind losing employees? Because the more employees they lose, rather if them employees quit or they fire them, that's extra money that stays in the pot. That's extra money. A lot of these jobs have been grant sponsored, especially these last couple of years. Between PP loans, COVID, all these governmental grants, loans that don't have to be paid back. Do you realize that every single body that's in these companies, that's the CEO and these higher ups, they get compensated for every body that's working for that company. And some of them so slick, even when you get fired or you quit, they don't even report it. And a lot of these companies are still getting compensated for employees that they don't have. That's why a lot of them are so unappreciated. That's why a lot of employees are not being appreciated for the work that they do. These companies don't give a rat ass because the way they look at it, I'm gonna get paid anyway. Listen, the CEO, the administrators, the management, they're gonna get paid anyway. Because it's going, and the bad part is a lot of these companies, they don't mind a revolving door. Especially when you have companies like a fast food place, they so used to people coming and going all the time. No matter how many people quit, how many people get hired or fired, the CEO, those that are higher up, those who not even working in the stores or even working on the floors, working to the bottom, they don't have to feel the funk. They don't feel the funk. It's the people who work to the bottom, the employees that work to the bottom. We feel the funk. Every time somebody quits, you the one that have to fill in for that person. You the one that got to stay over. You the one that got to come in and do more overtime. It's not the CEO. It's not the administrator. And it's not the supervisor. They're not feeling the funk like those on the bottom of the totem pole. That's why employees are not appreciated. All they got to do is give the orders and direct the orders. They don't have to follow the orders. They don't have to complete the orders. As an employee, once you start seeing that they start dog walking you, they constantly got you filling in for other people. They constantly calling you to come in on your days off. It's time to switch gears. You got to switch gears because they gonna keep working you till they burn you out. And these will be the same ones when you burn out and you tired, you want to call in, they're gonna be quick to fire you. These will be the same ones, no matter how dedicated and how loyal you've been, they're not gonna give you no unemployment. They're not gonna look out for you. I think that's the reason why a lot of employees are unappreciated. It's at a point now we're in a state of an emergency. They playing off of people's desperation. The higher ups, they don't give a rat's ass about what the chiefs, big chiefs don't care about what the Indians got to go through. Now, unless most Indians come together and take a stand, unless it's 50 or 60 of y'all that's willing to walk out at the same time, 1 or 2 complaints ain't gonna mean a damn thing to them. You do have some people that get fed up, and they do have the balls to say, F this, I need the money, I do need to pay my bills, but I'm not going to get dog walked. I'm not going to be treated like I'm on a plantation, still picking cotton. So everybody ain't got that kind of faith, and everybody is not in a position to just quit. So unless all employees can come together and make a big scene, and because it's strength in numbers, in order for something to really, in order for these jobs to feel a threat or for something to change, everybody got to come together and be willing to walk. A lot of people ain't got the balls to do that. You got some people, they don't want a war. They'll just stay on the job and be miserable before everybody all come together and they say, you know what? This is demands all 40 of us need. Either we get this or we all walking. Everybody ain't got that kind of balls. And this we know, Priest, the Torian King, Blue Devil, everybody ain't got the kind of balls. People sit there and talk all goddamn day, but then as soon as they get the opportunity to all come face to face, they man down. They man down. Ain't nobody got nothing to say. Everybody got something to say behind closed doors. One finger can't do nothing. But guess what? A fist can make a bigger impact. A fist would make a bigger impact. But not no damn finger or no one thumb. And then you got some of them so nasty, they'll intentionally do stuff so you can quit. Because they know they still going to get your COVID money. They still going to get grant money for every employee, that whether they stay or walk. Till they get caught in the scandal or until somebody reports them. Let me tell y'all, when that COVID money came, do y'all realize a lot of y'all was still getting paid the same amount of money that y'all been getting paid before the COVID? A lot of y'all did not get no COVID funds, and you were supposed to get compensated. A lot of y'all got shitted out of COVID money. A lot of y'all companies did not give y'all none of that money. Now, I was a law enforcement. I was a correctional officer at the time, so we did get our cut. First responders, we got our cut. But a lot of people who work small jobs, like Wendy's and working at Home Depot, whatever, I don't want to quote and say that for a fact, because maybe Home Depot did get it. I don't know. But what I'm saying, a lot of y'all did not get paid none of that COVID money, and they were supposed to pay it to you. We're not taught to save up FU money 18 months later, saving to cover bills. Absolutely. Many got paid home to stay home on unemployment. Watch a mocha. Well, I hope I'm not the reason people ain't been getting paid. Because my conscience wouldn't be able to live with that. Yeah, that unemployment made a lot of people lazy. So now it's like, now that everybody's back working, these jobs don't give a damn. Because a lot of them suffered when a lot of people sat on their ass once they got their unemployment. So now that everybody is back to work, a lot of these jobs, they just done got very don't give a damnish. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that is going on. And I'm gonna just wrap it up because I can go through all the scenarios as to why these jobs don't appreciate. Not only that, I'll say this too. Another thing is you got a lot of kiss ass people on the job. So as long as you got people that's kiss some butt and scared to stand up for what they believe in, these jobs ain't gonna change nothing. But I say all that to say this. You cannot change how these jobs treat you as an employee, but you can change what the hell you willing to tolerate from them. So there's going to always be greedy supervisors. There's going to be racist supervisors. There's going to be managers that mistreat employees, take advantage. You cannot change. Listen, there's snakes everywhere. There will always be snakes. But you can control how you allow yourself to get bit, if that makes any sense. I don't care what job you go on, there's going to always be a snake. It's just different snakes. You got your king cobras, you got your pythons, you got your anacondas. What other snakes they got? You got your king snake. There's snakes everywhere. It's just different type of snakes. Some snakes, they bites are more venomous than others. Some snakes are harmless, and some snakes are deadly. You as an employee, you got to make that decision. If I'm going to get bit, is it a bit that I can handle? Because there's snakes everywhere. I don't give a damn if you work at Wendy's. I don't care if you work in law enforcement. I don't care if you work at a car wash. Snakes, vipers. Yeah, that's one. There's snakes everywhere. You ain't never, even the smartest person on earth, you're not going to avoid a snake. Because some snakes you can see, some snakes you can't see. You ever been somewhere and just saw a damn snake slither and you didn't even know that damn snake was there? You just turned around like, oh shit, it's a snake. Some snakes, you're going to see it when it's coming. Other snakes, you're not going to see it. But this is the ultimate decision. And this goes out to Miss Erin Edwards because she was the one who asked me this. We can't control how these jobs mistreat us. We can't control the snakes, the rats, the alligators, the lions, the bears. You can't control what kind of animals you have to deal with, but you get to control how much you allow them to abuse you. Now, some jobs is BS on it, but at the same time, it's paying you well. If you getting paid well to tolerate the BS, they're hanging there as much as you can. Because one thing about snakes do come and go. They stay for a while now, but eventually at some point, either you're going to leave or they're going to leave. In other words, you're not going to have these people in your life forever. So either the job is paying you so well where you can deal with the snakes, but if it gets to a point to where the snakes is outweighing the paycheck, then you got to make a decision. My last job as a correctional officer, the snakes was outweighing my paycheck. I'm not even going to lie. And when I say snakes, I'm not talking about the inmates. The snakes was the captains, the lieutenants, the sergeants, and above. In the meantime, if you already see the snakes is outweighing the tolerance level, you need to start saving up your bread. You're going to have to cut back on splurging, and you're going to have to prepare to stack up at least 6 months or more worth of money. So if you can't predict how long it's going to take by the time you get your next job, and what I recommend, make sure you already landed something before you jump ship. Yep, nice bank account is the antidote. Debit card sucks all the poison out. Oh, you ain't never lied, priest. Oh my gosh. Have some credit cards too. They are perfectly suited and great for emergency. Job security. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all are already making some valid points in here. I really don't have to address too much. It's the truth. If you have a partner, make sure your companion is prepared. Your husband, your wife, don't throw people in for a surprise. Get them prepared so they can be prepared that the majority of the weight is going to be on them until things turn around for you. If you got kids, listen, don't let pride make you jump ship now. I mean, just because that CEO making you mad or manager making you mad, don't miss out on your bread, you know what I mean, over some foolishness. But if it's going to get to a point where you feel like you're going to go postal, you're going to come up in there the next day shooting up everybody. If one more person cross you, it's time to leave. Because I don't want none of my subscribers or whatever get locked up in prison. I mean, I'd rather one of y'all leave before you get to that point. You know your tolerance level. Get to a point, as soon as you pull up to the job, you just hate your whole life. It's time to go. You're working at a job, you walking eggshells because you know you got people out for you. It's time to go. You can't sleep at night. You losing sleep. It's time to go. You don't have no peace. They work you so much. You can't. Your kids don't ever see you. Your wife don't ever see you. You see your employees more than your own house. That's a problem. Nobody should be working that much to the point to where you lose yourself, you lose your family. Hey, if your blood pressure going up, your health is getting worse, it's time to jump ship. So anyway, y'all, you know, I'm going to get ready to shut it down. Time to pass me by. I forgot. My husband had an appointment. I forgot to even remind him and tell him about it. So anyway, y'all, we're going to get ready to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I thought it was imperative that I address these two situations. Again, I talked earlier, in case y'all came in, I talked about panel pesticides, being mindful of who you allow on your channel, who you allow on your platform, beware of the panel pesticides. Also, I had a subscriber request that wanted me to discuss why employees are being unappreciated. Hopefully I brought up some valid points, you know, that can, pretty much give you some better insight so you'll know if it's worth staying or maybe you need to switch gears. I would definitely recommend to start your own business if you can, because these jobs, it's a lot of snakes. It's a snake fest going on with these jobs. It's a whole lot of undercover shady ass stuff going on with these jobs. I recommend have your own something somewhere. There's a lot of services out here that are needed. You can start your own transportation service. Learn how to fix things, you know, learn to provide a service instead of just leisure necessities, you know what I mean? But either way it go, have your own back, because you never know what these jobs have in store for you. You never know when they're going to put a fast one on you, and you don't want to be somebody that's assed out or you stuck having to kiss ass somewhere where you're really miserable because you don't have a backup plan. So anyway, I'm going to shut it down. Again, I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Datorion, thank you for the donations. Thanks, Priest Brooklyn, King Ba, everybody who's been in the chat. Those of you who wanted to chat, but you couldn't chat because maybe you're on your job or you driving. So big ups to everybody who was, you know, listening in, but you probably couldn't acknowledge that you were here because you're in the middle of doing something. So I get it. But nevertheless, we're going to shut it down. I may come back later on tonight. It all depends with Cool Gent. We're supposed to do something at 7. It all depends on if we don't get caught up. So anyway, I'm going to shut it down. It is your girl, your diva, in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. So I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. You be blessed. Take care.